Sneedville, a city they say that was plastic and fake. And they liked it that way. No nature, no flowers, no one seemed to mind. But a secret was waiting for someone to find.
If I could describe the Lorax in one word, it would be unnecessary. This is Fern Gully, Avatar, Pocahontas, where the trees are good and humans, particularly those involved in big business, are evil. With such a recognizable story, the Lorax didn't really bring anything new to the table. And I hate to say that. I was excited to see this film. I really wanted to like it. I loved Despicable Me and, yeah, I actually enjoyed Blue Sky's Horton Hears a Who. It was flawed, yes, but the relationship between Horton and the mayor was fleshed out. They were never even in the same room together, and I completely bought their interactions. I never bought the chemistry between the Onceler and the Lorax. Every time we are about to see their relationship develop, the film cuts to something else. The reason Ralph and Vanellope's relationship worked so well in Wreck-It Ralph was that the film slowed down to show them interacting, and to show the way their opinions about each other changed. Here, we're always told about the shifts in the Onceler's relationship with the Lorax. It always happens off-screen. I said in my Brave review that I didn't think the payoffs in that film did justice to the setups. I had the opposite problem with the Lorax. There are attempts in the second half of the film to have really heart-wrenching moments between these characters, but they fall flat because the characters are not established. When discussing the movie with a friend, she mentioned that it relies pretty heavily on you already knowing the story and who these characters are. Well, I never read the Lorax as a kid. I still haven't read it. I didn't know who these characters were, and I can't have been the only one. The film tells us who they are and what they want rather than showing it, holding our hands and spoon-feeding us information. Particularly guilty of this is the villain song, simply titled How Bad Can I Be?
How bad can I be? I'm just doing what comes naturally. How bad can I be? I'm just following my destiny. How bad can I be? I'm just doing what comes naturally. How bad can I be? How bad can I possibly be?
It literally repeats one idea over and over, revealing nothing deeper than what the audience could already have put together on their own, in front of non-sequitur backgrounds that have little grounding in the film's setting. Also, like Brave, there is a lot of wasted potential here. For instance, when Zac Efron first heads out into the wasteland, he's almost decapitated by a formidable-looking machine. Wow, that thing is terrifying. I can't wait for the slow build-up to the big dramatic reveal of what it is. And it gets a 2-second cameo in the campy villain song. Not to mention, the point of a misguided antagonist who doesn't realize what he's doing is wrong is kind of invalidated when you have him keep winking to the audience that he knows he's doing something naughty. Remember great animated villain songs in the past, like Poor Unfortunate Souls, where the witch diabolically manipulates the young heroine, playing on her vulnerabilities? Remember Hellfire, that incredibly dark gem of a song that explored vice and sin in a scary yet surprisingly sympathetic way? I'm not saying all villain songs need to live up to the precedent Disney set, but a musical number in any film should serve a purpose, and this doesn't really. Okay, it is catchy, and admittedly Shake That Bottom Line is a funny lyric, and the Onceler's evil costume switch is just cool. So there are good things about this movie. For one, it looks nice. The animation is good, the colors are bright and fun, and the textures are amazing. The Truffula trees in particular look gorgeous. The voice acting is solid. I actually didn't have a problem with Zac Efron and Taylor Swift. They did exactly what was asked of them. The fact that I couldn't remember their characters' names the minute the movie ended is due to underdevelopment in the writing, not bad performances. Betty White shines as Zac Efron's grandmother, far and away the best part of the suburb scenes. Ed Helms gives a fine performance as the Onceler. He's over the top when he needs to be, but subtle, quiet, and even gentle when the script calls for it. And I have no problem with Danny DeVito as the Lorax. Yes, you are going to recognize his voice, but it fits the character, plain and simple. He's a gruff, eccentric forest spirit with a heart of gold. Remind you of anyone? The performances feel genuine, and they make me want to like these characters. I just don't know who they are. My guess is those gut-wrenching scenes near the end would have been a lot more poignant if the first half of the film had been spent on character and story development rather than oversimplified jokes. Probably the biggest argument I've seen in favor of the film is that it's just a kids' movie. It's just a fun little fantasy adventure, lighten up. Well, okay, true, this isn't Lord of the Rings we're talking about, but it is Dr. Seuss, a great author, and this movie nowhere near lives up to his writing. Beyond that, I hate the excuse that a movie is allowed to be mindless just because it's aimed at a younger audience. There are plenty of animated films geared towards kids that do have a compelling story and strong characters, are fun to watch, and have a level of depth that doesn't go over kids' heads, but doesn't talk down to them either. It's particularly painful in this case, where a good animated adaptation of Dr. Seuss's book already exists. Do these updates even need to happen? The short answer is, they don't. I give the Lorax 1 star out of 4. True, nothing about it is offensive. It's not a bad movie, it's just forgettable. Feel free to watch it yourself and form your own opinion. Just don't give the lazy writing a pass because it's just a kids' movie. That's no excuse. The Lorax was created by Illumination Entertainment and distributed by Universal Pictures.
Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. I think the Lorax meant for you to have this.
The last seed. It's not about what it is. It's about what it can become.